Hello!
Happy Sibling Shanty Sunday! I'm Sky.
I'm Zane.
And we're siblings.
And we sing sea shanties and sea shanty adjacent music.
And it's week 23.
It is week 23.
Woo-hoo! And we're recording at a slightly different time of day. Not that that means anything in particular, but for those of you astute watchers.
Observers.
You'll notice
lighting.
that our lighting's different.
It's
I don't know,
different.
we turned on a bunch of lights, but...
We did.
Oh.
Oh.
We're still here to have some fun and sing some shanties.
That's right.
And we just picked three that we just really like the vibe of, honestly.
There's no uniting factor in these other than they're a lot of fun to sing.
Yeah.
So the first one is a halyard shanty called Lowlands Low, also sometimes called the Island Lass. This one is considerably different from Lowlands Away.
Yes.
Don't get those two mixed up.
Both excellent.
Both excellent.
For very different reasons.
But for very different reasons. So I wasn't able to find an originating sort of date time period on the lyrics. However, the tune itself dates back to the song Miller of D, which comes from Isaac Bickerstaff's comic ballad opera Love in a Village. It's super adorable. It's almost a little bit Shakespearean or Gilbert and Sullivan-esque. A story of this girl who is promised to who's promised to someone she's never met, runs away, becomes a maid in another village and for a wealthy household. That's one character. The other character is this squire who is promised to a woman that he's never met, and so also runs away and becomes a servant in the same household. As the maid is. You can probably guess where this is going. They fall in love. It's all very cute, but they're also dealing with this angst of, I'm promised to this other person, and then it turns out they've been promised to each other, and everything works out. Yay! The words are very different, but that's where the tune comes from.
That's fun.
The
tune reminds me a little bit of Old Maui too. Actually, honestly.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
the call part of it anyway.
So as far as terminology goes, there's only one thing that's mentioned in here called tricing. And to trice is to haul up or in and lash or secure something like a sail with a small rope.
Okay.
So that's what tricing is. So this is
nothing to do with tricycles.
Nope. Sure doesn't. Okay. I mean, I suppose you could trice a trike.
You could trice a
secure
trike.
it with very small rope.
Yep.
It's possible.
Yep.
It is doable. Anyway, so this one is pure call and response. It's just Shantyman has one line, and then it's the same response every time. So the response goes like this: Lowlands, 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 low. Lowlands, 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 low. And that's all there is to it. Lowlands, 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 low. And that's all there is to it.
No problem.
We'll find out. This. I'd certainly hope so.
They do.
Our packet is the Island Lass. Lowlands, 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 low. There's a laddie howlin from the main topmast. Lowlands, 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 low. Our skipper comes from Barbados. Lowlands, 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 low. He's got the name of Hammer Toes. Lowlands, 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 low. He feeds us bread as hard as brass. Lowlands, 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 low. Our grub's as salt as a baler's ass. Lowlands, 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 low. His monkey wears a sailor's clothes. Lowlands, 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 low. Where he got 'em from, God only knows. Lowlands, 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 low. It's up aloft, that yard must go. Lowlands, 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 low. It's up aloft from down below. Lowlands, 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 low. We'll haul 'em high and let 'em dry. Lowlands, 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 low. We'll trice 'em up into the sky. Lowlands, 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 low. Lowlands, me boys, and up she goes. Lowlands, 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 low. Get change me boys for your shore going clothes. Lowlands, 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 low. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
Yeah. Any shanty you can just sort of like holler along to definitely has an appeal to it.
Yep.
So this next one is actually the vibes are immaculate on this one. This is very a very nice cheerful song. So it's not actually a shanty, but it's a street cry.
Sometimes they're adjacent.
This is fairly adjacent. But it originated as a street cry in the early 1800s, maybe late 1700s, from fishermen and from fishwives. Fishwives here not being people who were women who were married to fish.
Right.
But fishwives was sort of the term that referred to the wives of fishermen who would essentially, the fishermen would go out, catch the fish, bring that back home, and
right.
And then the fishwife would get the fish
and hawk the fish. Yeah.
Which means sell the fish. Yes. They wouldn't like.
Well, they might.
They might. I suppose.
Might do some of that.
I suppose.
Who is the
Dolly Fintreath?
Dolly Fintreath.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Dolly Fintreath would have just like chucked.
I was she probably literally hawked a fish or two in her time. But interestingly, so it started off as a street cry, but made its way into British broadsides around the 1830s and became more popular as sort of a more established song from there. Broadsides here being referred to not as a ship broadside, but broadsides were essentially they were large sheets of music that you could buy on the street. People would stand on the street corner and sing the song, and if you liked the song they sang, you could buy the sheet music.
Yeah.
And that's where the broadsides, also sometimes called broadsheets.
I don't do that anymore.
Copyright laws, probably. Anyway, and also we're in the middle of a pandemic.
Well, there's that too.
Anyway, so this one has.
I would buy sheet music if somebody was like out singing stuff.
Probably.
And
it was cool, we liked it.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Like if it sucked, it's like, sorry.
Next
passing that. Anyway, so this has a little bit of call and response, and then has a chorus that everybody joins in on.
Yeah, you get to do lots of singing.
You do get to do a lot of things. So interestingly, so this one, it's the same tune for each verse, but the words change. So the shantyman has one line, which sort of establishes what the lyrics to the verse are going to be, because the response repeats the first line twice, and then ends with "While the merry merry bells do ring." Again, it's all the same melody, but the words change. So, for example, the first verse. We are three jolly fishermen. We are three jolly fishermen. We are three jolly fishermen, while the merry, merry bells do ring. But the second verse, we cast our nets unto the rocks. We cast our nets unto the rocks. See, it's that's the general gist of it.
And if you get lost, the lyrics
are down below. Yep. If you don't get lost, they're also still down below.
That's true.
But anyway, so the chorus has a little bit of call and response for like the first stanza, and then everybody joins in on the last one. It has almost like a glee club feeling to it when everybody joins in. So so the first part of the chorus, the shanty bit has one line. And then everybody joins in, you'll be too late. Shantyman has a second line, and then, I cannot wait. Which is when everybody, I guess, picks up their glass and like gets ready to launch into the chorus.
You can imagine like the fishmongers and things like singing this at their stalls, and this would have been something that like a bunch of them would have known and all join in and sing.
And then the second part of the chorus goes like this. For my fine fry of herring, my bonny silver herring, mind how we sell them while the merry, merry bells do ring. And then there's that while the merry, merry bells do ring. But I was gonna say that it's almost whimsical.
Yes.
Yeah. No, we
Yeah.
like this one a lot. But that's about all there's. Now, that probably sounded way more complicated than it actually is.
Yeah.
So just
It's
read
not
along, sing along, you'll get it.
Makes me think of bedknobs and broomsticks on Portobello Road.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
like
Portobello
Smootest,
Road.
like lives in
Mhm.
Portobello Road as
Yeah.
far as like you said, just something sort of whimsical and just people
Yeah, a
standing
communal
around
song.
singing.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. Ready?
I think so.
We are three jolly
Or two,
fishermen. We are three jolly fishermen. We are three jolly fishermen, while the merry, merry bells do ring. Make haste, you'll be too late. One fish, my dear, I cannot wait. For my fine fry of herring, my bonny silver herring. Mind how we sell them, while the merry, merry bells do ring. We cast our nets unto the rocks. We cast our nets unto the rocks. We cast our nets unto the rocks, while the merry, merry bells do ring. Make haste, you'll be too late. One fish, my dear, I cannot wait. For my fine fry of herring, my bonny silver herring. Mind how we sell them, while the merry, merry bells do ring. We've white and speckled bellydons. We've white and speckled bellydons. We've white and speckled bellydons, while the merry, merry bells do ring. Make haste, you'll be too late. One fish, my dear, I cannot wait. For my fine fry of herring, my bonny silver herring. Mind how we sell them, while the merry, merry bells do ring. We sell them 3 for 4 pence. We sell them 3 for 4 pence. We sell them 3 for 4 pence, while the merry, merry bells do ring. Make haste,
You'll be too late.
one fish, my dear, I cannot wait. Everybody! For my fine fry of herring, my bonny silver herring. Mind how we sell them, while the merry, merry bells do ring. Yeah!
That's so happy.
That's so happy. Love that
That's
one.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just
I was saying, it's hard like not to smile while you're singing. It's a lot of fun. The last one that we're going to close with is it's a lot of fun. So this is a folk song with a definite nautical connection. It's called "The Harp Without the Crown," and it originated during the Irish Rebellion of 1798 against the British. And the titular harp without the crown refers to the coat of arms of Ireland, which is a golden harp on a deep blue background, not a deep green background, but a deep blue background. Interestingly, the harp is often displayed surmounted by a crown, indicating Ireland's allegiance to Ireland's allegiance to England. While the version without the crown has the not so subtle implication of an Ireland free of English influence. That being said, there's a couple of nautical terms in here. There's something called a Burgee, or a Burgee, and it's a type of sailing flag, often in the shape of a pennant. Can have a lot of different meanings. They're not necessarily like signal flags. They're often used in a more I suppose a more casual way to display what you might be a part of, but not necessarily from a naval perspective. That sort of thing. Oftentimes in like modern clubs, they're often used for whatever sailing club that ship is a part of or the captain is a part of, that sort of thing. And what's called a monkey gaff, and a monkey gaff refers to a light gaff attached to the topmast for the better display of signals at sea. And a gaff, of which a monkey gaff is a type of, is a spar. We've talked about spars and masts and all that sort of thing. A spar to which the head of a fore and aft sail is bent. So now you know what those are. This one has a chorus that everybody sings along with. Give me that E flat. Hurrah! And the chorus is a lot of fun. Honestly, I love the whole song. Hurrah! Hurrah! For the girls of Dublin town. Hurrah! For the bonny green flag and the harp without the crown. For the bonny green flag and the harp without the crown.
Yep.
You
definitely hear that.
The Irish lilt and the melodic direction.
Yeah. And lots of words again.
Yes, lots of words.
As we've seen in some of our other
I say
Irish
they love packing as many words as you can possibly do it.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy.
It's great.
Yeah, it's great. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Ready?
Sure. It's gonna be great.
Give me the E flat one more time.
Sure.
Yep, now we're good. 'Twas on a famous Yankee ship to New York we was bound, and our captain being an Irishman belonging to Dublin town. Hurrah, hurrah, for the girls of Dublin town. Hurrah, for the bonny green flag and the harp without the crown. And when he gazes on that land, that town of high renown, oh, it's break away the green Burgee and the harp without the crown. Hurrah, hurrah, for the girls of Dublin town. Hurrah, for the bonny green flag and the harp without the crown. 'Twas on the 17th of March we arrived in New York Bay. Our captain being an Irishman must celebrate the day. Hurrah, hurrah, for the girls of Dublin town. Hurrah, for the bonny green flag and the harp without the crown. With the stars and stripes way high aloft and fluttering all around. But underneath this monkey gaff flew the harp without the crown. Hurrah, hurrah, for the girls of Dublin town. Hurrah, for the bonny green flag and the harp without the crown. And now we're bound for Frisco, boys, and things is running wild. The officers and men dead drunk around the decks they pile. Hurrah, hurrah, for the girls of Dublin town. Hurrah, for the bonny green flag and the harp without the crown. But by tomorrow morning, boys, will work without a frown. For on board the saucy Shannon flies the harp without the crown. Hurrah, hurrah, for the girls of Dublin town. Hurrah, for the bonny green flag and the harp without the crown.
Yeah! That's fun.
Yeah.
I get a little late for the 17th of March, but
That's fine.
it's fine. It's still fun.
The 17th of March is St. Patrick's Day.
Really?
Just in case you missed the reference.
Oh.
Gosh.
They're smart. They know things.
Most of the people who watch this video do. That we know of.
No, that's not a very nice way to talk about Dad.
Anyway.
Yep. Nah. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There's your sort of fun vibes for your week there. I hope it's a good way to start the week. And tons of festivals and performances going on. Check them out. Go and support. Go and sing along. If you got in on the Kickstarter to support the Maritime Music Directory, they've been sending out some updates and things about getting people's names and pictures and things connected. Their Facebook page has become a lot more active as well to get more information out about performances and other articles and different things to follow. So that's a great resource that they're already starting to, kick into high gear there as well, which is great. Links below for Shanty merch and more educational kinds of things. So check that out. And I don't know.
That's all I got.
Okay. Be safe. We love you. And we'll see you again next Sunday.
Bye.